Hello there, fans of the phonograph. I finally received my Gakken Premium Gramophone kit, and you can see on the front here that it has some English as well as looks like Chinese writing on it. So I figured I would start with an unboxing of the unit, and you can see here's the back side. Shows you all the parts that are included with it, and a description, kind of a diagram breakdown of all the parts once they're installed, and a little barcode label here on the side. Here is the side of the box, top of the box, bottom, and once again the other side. So I've already popped the little tape tabs off of there, so let's go ahead and open it up, see what's inside. And let's see here, we got some paperwork. Looks like I got my certificate of authenticity, I guess, or something like that. If I could read it, I would know what this was. And of course, here is our instruction booklet. This is going to tell us how to put this together. That is, if we can read it. With all the parts unwrapped and out of their little plastic bags, I'm just going to take a quick drive around here and let you see what it all looks like before it's assembled. I will say that everything is plastic. Everything that this is made of, with the exception of very few parts. There's one that's the one exception. And let's see here, we'll drive around here. And there's the turntable, and there's the little emblem that's going to go on the side, and some scissors for your cutting of the bamboo needles. So here is the unit completely assembled, and I wanted to kind of take a little view over some of the attachments and accessories that come with the unit. I had a little problem with the first unit that I showed you assembling. There was a problem with one of the gears. There's a gear right inside of here. This gear right here ended up having some missing teeth. And so the unit actually sounded like an old movie projector when it would run. And it would run, but it just sounded terrible. So the dealer that I bought it from off of eBay went ahead and exchanged it. So this is actually my second unit that I've assembled in order to prepare for this video. So here it is, the Gakken Premium Gramophone, completely assembled, and with the exception of the turntable, and I just left that off for a second because I wanted to show you something. In order to change speeds on the unit, you're going to move this belt. So the belt now is currently in a 78 RPM position, and if you wanted to play 45s or 33s, you're going to move the belt to this level or this level. So this would be 78, 45, 33. Same thing on this side. There you go, you can kind of see it there. So here's your 78, 45, 33. Okay? So what I used to get this horn together was some two-sided foam tape to hold that together, and the manual shows it being assembled with just, you know, masking tape or Scotch tape, but I went ahead and assembled mine with some two-sided foam tape. So there's what the horn looks like. This horn is actually a very thin vinyl material. This is plastic, and the rest of the unit is also plastic, as I said earlier, with the exception of maybe the screws and maybe the governor here, which is some little metal pieces there. So the unit is rather noisy. I guess I should just preface this by saying that there's two things to expect from this. One, the sound quality is not as good as, say, an old Victrola that you would buy from an antique store. Secondly is that it's much noisier than that Victrola from an antique store because the parts are all plastic. So the question is, can it be oiled up, greased up, and made to be a little bit quieter? And so that is what we are going to do in another video, is we're going to see if we can quieten this down by using some of Thomas Edison's recipe for phonograph grease. And I also have a video that will show you how to make some of that phonograph grease yourself. Okay? So let's just demonstrate this guy in its existing condition. And before I do, this is a record that came with a Carnival toy record player, and I use that to demonstrate so I don't get in trouble with copyrights or anything. This is the turntable itself, and the turntable fits right here. And strangely enough, the spindle on here is a really thin spindle, and it comes with an adapter to adapt it to the record size. Okay? And rather than putting that on and then putting something else on, you have this as your 45 RPM adapter, and then you have this as your CD adapter. So if you wanted to record on a CD or basically emboss a little bit of sound into a CD, you can use that adapter there. This thing is for the recording, and what it does is it's a grooved disc that brings the stylus in at a steady rate so you can cut a record on this machine. And we'll make another video to show you how to cut a record, just to keep this one within a tidy size. So it comes with this turntable mat, so we're going to put that on there. And I just wanted you to hear how loud this thing is. So what we're going to do is wind it up. And usually, if you wound it tight, you would get enough playback for one song. So even though you can play 33s on here, this spring will not last long enough to get you through the entire album. You will get one song out of a full tightened spring. Interestingly enough. All right, so listen to how loud this thing is. All right, so here's your break. Very simple thing here. So there you go. There is how loud this sucker is. It actually sounds like an electric motor, even though it's a wind-up motor, strangely enough. All right, so this is your brake, and then over here is your speed control. And the way the speed control works is there's a little pad on the end of that little hammer there, and as you turn this particular control here, the pad either presses down on this wheel or it raises up from the wheel. So it's a very primitive way of controlling the speed, and it's not exactly perfect, but that's your speed control. So, and it's not the speed control as in 33, 45, and 78. I mean, that speed control is here, but this is a, like, I don't know, fine-tuning of that speed, you could call it. So, the second thing we need to do is, after we completely wind it up, show you a little bit about the arm here. So the reproducer itself has, I guess this is like a tin or an aluminum diaphragm in it. And then over here you have that little pin, the little pin that connects to, I guess you can see it there. Yeah, I can sort of see it. The pin there that connects to this little disc for cutting records. And to cut records, you have to change the position of the diaphragm and move this little weight, counterweight over. And then there's another counterweight that goes on here. So it adds a little bit more weight to the tone arm so that it will cut the record for you. Now what I've done is I've put that little extra weight inside here, because here is where you can store your bamboo needles and your cutting needles that also come with the unit. And you say, why would you use bamboo needles? Well, bamboo needles will basically take the brunt of, in other words, these will wear before your records will wear. So it's actually very safe to play your records on this unit just because these bamboo needles don't cut your record or wear it. They will wear themselves. And the unit comes with the little cutters so you can trim it. And it also comes with these little plastic discs. And many of you maybe have seen the video on my channel how I used a solo plastic plate to cut a record on an actual record cutter from the 40s. And it would be interesting to see if this could cut into a plastic solo plate as well. And maybe we'll try that in a future episode. But first we're going to see what this sucker sounds like. I'm sure you're interested in hearing it. So I'm going to go ahead and put my camera up here on the tripod so that I can use both hands, since it does take both hands to do this process. So first we're going to go ahead and cut a bamboo needle. If I can figure out how to do it. This one's got a little bit of a strand on it there. I think I'm doing this correctly. There it goes. And it didn't cut quite as good as we would like it. So let's try it again here. Alright, so there is our cut needle there. Alright, and we're going to put this into the end of the stylus here. And that fits on there like that. Alright. And again, notice where our counterweight is. It's hanging way off the end over there and backwards to make for a very light tone arm. And then here is this kitty record that we'll put on here to demonstrate for you. And we're going to turn the unit on. We're getting kind of a little bit of a crosstalk there on the record. So apparently that's from me not cutting the needle exactly sharp. So as you notice, this thing is loud. So it's like you are competing with the motor itself to hear the sound coming out of this unit. So that's quite a bummer. Now the other thing you could do is get a hold of some real needles, and as opposed to using the bamboo needles, you could get a hold of some Victrola needles off of eBay, and you will get a much louder tone from it. So let's try it again with an actual phonograph needle. Here's a needle that I used for my Columbia Graphenola. So we're going to go ahead and replace the needle that's on here now with this one. And we'll see just how much louder it is with a steel needle versus a bamboo needle.
When I was young, I used to wait on Elmer and hand him his plate, and pass his glass when he got dry, and brush away the blue-tailed fly. Jimmy cracked corn and I don't care. Jimmy cracked corn and I don't care. Jimmy cracked corn and I don't care. Old Elmer's gone away.
One day he rode around the farm, the flies so numerous they did swarm. One chance to bite him on the thigh. The devil take the blue-tailed fly. Jimmy cracked corn and I don't care. Jimmy cracked corn and I don't care. Jimmy cracked corn and I don't care. Old Elmer's gone away.
The pony run, he jumped, he pitched, he threw old Elmer in the ditch. But Elmer got up with a sigh and blamed it on the blue-tailed fly.
He hid himself away from here and roamed the world both far and near. He said, I'll not return, will I, until you lose that blue-tailed fly. Jimmy cracked corn and I don't care. Jimmy cracked corn and I don't care. Jimmy cracked corn and I don't care. Old Elmer's gone away.
Well, perfect timing there to our mysterious trio. And that needle sort of made chopped suey out of this record. It's either cleaning it or it's making its own cut into it. I'm not quite sure which. It may actually just be dirt pulling out of those grooves. I don't know. Well, anyway, this is the Gakken Premium Gramophone, and what a fun toy. Whoever came up with this idea, brilliant idea, fun project to do on your own to kind of learn about the history of phonograph records, and you know, has a modern appeal to it just because it'll play modern records as well. But again, don't use that steel needle to play your precious 33 your final LPs on, because you will ruin them. So you will definitely want to use this if you put anything that you want to play again somewhere else. Yeah. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this demonstration, and you can pick up one of these either on Amazon or eBay or your favorite retail outlet. I think there's a geek website that has one, like Think Geek, I believe, is the name of the website that also carries these, at least as of this recording. So thank you for watching. Be sure and watch my other video where we're going to use some Edison grease to see if this thing will get any quieter. And be sure and watch the video where I actually make a recording on this particular model. So please subscribe, leave a comment, and thank you for watching.